Yeah. You may fire when ready.
I saw a Death Star.
Commence primary ignition.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I killed Death Star.
Warning, this video contains forced memes, very carefully selected clips, so that this video isn't just 10 minutes of being sent back to the hangar, and of course, more windmills. Oh boy, where to start on this disaster? The mouse is what happens when your tank designers combine KV2 PTSD with a complete lack of knowledge of how bridges work.
Yes! Yes!
Weighing in at 188 tons, only the reinforced floors of Walmart would have been able to support this thing's weight.
Walmart? Really? That's the best you can come up with?
What the fuck do you mean? You're the one writing these things.
Hey, don't change the subject.
This is the exact subject, you melon.
Fine. Let's go find some inspiration.
Are you really trying to steal your own jokes?
Hey look, there's a pinned comment.
Maybe it's some helpful feedback?
Yeah, sure. Take a nod at History Channel. What do they know, right? Better to believe some numbnut on YouTube who can't even use his real squeaky voice on his videos. By your understanding, Germans had shitty equipment, History Channel doesn't know shit, and the Allies had better equipment, so why in hell did the war lasted for so long, and against German equipment, in a Russian noob-friendly game, made by Russian whores?
Damn, this guy's right.
Clearly we've been underselling the true superiority of German tanks, and especially the superiority of German tank players. Well then, from the top. The mouse is the final word in German superiority. It was created when one of the highest ranking tank designers took a shitload of pervitin, stayed up for an entire week binge watching Chinese cartoons, then had an ascended galaxy brain moment, and decided to combine the immovable object with the unstoppable force, and so he immediately went to fetch his highest quality napkin, and thus the mouse was born. As for its purpose, well, the mouse is a BR 7.7 slightly mobile warehouse. It was created so that Mr. Mustache Man could safely travel to his favorite cafe amidst the Allied bombing raids. Oh, and something to do with fighting back the ever-increasing horde of angry Russians. If there was one thing Mr. Mustache Man was known for, it was his priorities. The mouse comes equipped with two cannons. The first is the 128mm war crime launcher from the Yag Tiger. It makes short work of any late war tank, but suffers from a painfully slow reload. Make your shots count, otherwise they may simply run away. And because you spend most of the time fighting forbidden go-karts and other cringe from the Cold War, its second cannon is arguably just as useful, a 75mm chode that makes your enemies feast on heat as quickly as Hermann Goering feasts on cake.
He's just standing there in horror as he's getting...
But the 75...
Wait a second.
Oh god, who let you out of your pen again?
Do you hear something in the distance?
Well shit, we are about to be in a situation stickier than the pony jar. Well, that was just rude. What a fucking wanker. Anyway, the 75 only has 100 penetration, so it's quite useless at fighting other heavies, but that's plenty for the sides of all the time travelers you'll encounter. You can also use the 75 to bait smooth brains into pushing you by tricking them into believing you're reloading the main gun.
Can I have it, pizza please?
Now, unlike another certain super heavy, who has surprisingly decent agility at close range, the mouse takes about as long to do a 90-degree turn as Bronto does to upload.
But it has neutral steering. That's gotta be at least decent, right?
No! This thing is so goddamn big and heavy, steering it in place is like trying to push a shovel uphill.
Damn, boy!
But you don't need to worry about turning, because once you spawn in you'll be driving straight towards Moscow, armor towards enemy. And speaking of armor, considering the entire point of this natural disaster on tracks is armor, you would think it would hold up a little, right? Of course not. This is War Thunder Lumao. Everything with armor needs to be up tiered until it doesn't have any. Although in the incredibly rare match that sees you as top tier, your armor will be incredibly strong against conventional rounds. Basically anything that isn't Heat FS or Sabo. And because of this, you will slaughter the poor 6.7s like younglings. Now apparently this makes the mouse too hard to balance, and so they've hidden it from the tech tree, and if you hadn't started researching it before they hid it, fuck you. One side effect of being so huge is that you are also tall as fuck, letting you use your Giga Chad height powers to see right over most types of cover and flex on manlets who think they are safe.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
This also unfortunately means that there are very few types of cover that can actually hide you, but hiding be damned. If we wanted to hide in one place, we would just build our own Maginot line, like those Elsis Lothringen stealing cheese eaters. No, instead we'll put tracks on our bunker, so it can drift behind your inferior bunker. The mouse is very much an offensive assaulting tank, and assaulting we will do.
The mouse! Stupid Bradley.
When you kill a tank from 80 years in the future.
As for how to do all this assaulting with the mouse, well, no matter what you do, in 80% of matches some time traveler is just gonna take a big steamy shit on your lap. But in those wonderful matches, where you're mid or even top tier, this is where the fun begins. Now assuming you don't think the Tiger 1 now needs to be BR 4.0 and shoot laser beams, you use the skills you collected while playing the heavy line to use the mouse at its best, since the mouse is just a King Tiger, but amplified in every category, a gun with even more damage and pen, but even longer reload, even thicker armor, but even slower and fatter. Basically you practice the usual. Side scraping around corners, angling the turret during reloads, and hoping that no one on the enemy team has ever heard of aircraft. Without even taking into account the shitload of rounds you'll bounce, you would be surprised just how much damage a mouse can soak up even in a full up tier. The thing is so roomy that it usually takes many hits to finally kill you. The mouse may actually be best used as a damage sponge, while your teammates attempt to extract their thumbs from their asses just long enough to shoot at all the lovely enemies who are becoming increasingly confused that their Heat FS point and click adventure game is being interrupted by a very angry warehouse. You are the vanguard of your team. You must be the one to push, and they must help you, assuming they are not too busy in the glue aisle looking for their next meal. This is the part where we would usually play some kind of war crime march, but there's a very high chance of the video being, let's say, removed from the tech tree. So in a completely original move, how about some more of the CNC soundtrack? And remember that the mouse is as close as we'll ever get to having these guys in War Thunder. Now, continue to steamroll the inferior tanks, who foolishly chose the nothing portion of all or nothing armor.
Don't do it!
Fucking amazing. No, I don't know. They can't hurt me. They just keep bouncing off. Help me. Help me.
It's not cool.
Dude, you're like an hour away. Give me a second.
I know. Never mind, I'm good. Dude, this fucking tank, holy shit.
I told you guys, no fucking music, it's fucking bedtime. I just want down a fucking kick the light switch. It's fucking bedtime!
I simultaneously can't believe and I can easily believe.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully this will be of some help, and if you made it this far without catching Black Death from all the rodents, then congratulations. Now, go show some MBT virgins who the real outdated design is, and insist that partisans are valid enemy combatants. Just remember to watch out for some high schoolers in ahead, sir. Oh, and while you're at it, go watch something actually funny, or indulge in some more Force memes here.